Every hotel has secrets. Some are scandals, some are tragedies, and some are rooms that don't officially exist. My name's Alex, and a few years ago, I worked a night shift at a mid-range hotel just off the interstate. The kind of place business travelers crashed for a night, or families stayed on long road trips. It seemed normal enough, until one night, a guest asked me about room 404. The problem is there is no room 404, at least not on the map. That night changed everything I thought I knew about the hotel I worked in, and I learned why the staff never spoke about the room. Hotels skip the number 13 on floors all the time. But 404? Nobody ever gave me a reason. I thought maybe it was some weird superstition about the number for being unlucky in some cultures. Still, one night a woman came to the desk around 2 a.m., pale and shaking. She said she kept hearing crying in the room next to hers. I checked her key card. She was in 403, which should have meant the room next to hers was 405. But she insisted the crying was coming through the wall, where 404 should have been. I tried to reassure her, told her maybe the sound was carrying strangely, but after she left, curiosity got the better of me. I pulled out the old maintenance blueprints we kept behind the desk. And sure enough, between 403 and 405, there was a sealed-off space. Unlabeled. Later that night, when things quieted down, I decided to check for myself. I went up to the 4th floor. The hall was empty, carpet stained with years of wear. I stood outside 403 and 405, running my hand along the wall in between. That's when I noticed it, the faint outline of a door frame, painted over, sealed. And then the sound, a muffled sob, childlike, coming from inside. I stumbled back, my heart racing. No guests, no entry, but the sound was there. And just as I turned to leave, my radio crackled to life. Front desk, a voice said, "Guest locked out of 404. Can you bring a key?" I froze. Nobody should have been able to check into that room. I stammered back into the radio. We don't have a 404. Silence. Then static. Then a faint whisper, right through the radio. "Bring the key." I bolted back downstairs, hands shaking. My manager, Mr. Harris, was sitting in the office, sipping his endless coffee. I told him everything. He stared at me for a long moment, then sighed. "You weren't supposed to hear that." He explained the legend. Decades ago, a family had been murdered in room 404, a mother and her little boy. Afterward, guests kept complaining about screams, footsteps, even people seeing the boy wandering the halls. So the hotel sealed the room and erased it from the records. Officially, it didn't exist. Unofficially, it never really stayed empty. That same night, just before dawn, I had to deliver towels to a guest on the 4th floor. Against my better judgment, I took the long way, right past where 404 should have been, and there it was, the door. Not painted over, not sealed, just a normal hotel door with brass numbers. 404. I froze, every instinct screaming at me to leave. But then, the knob started to turn. Slowly, the door creaked open. Inside, The room looked untouched since the 80s. Faded wallpaper, a rotary phone, a child's toy car lying in the middle of the carpet, and in the corner, the small boy, crying into his hands. I whispered, "Are you okay?" He looked up at me, his face pale, eyes hollow. Then, in a voice that wasn't his, a deep, guttural growl, "Why did you open the door?" The lights flickered. The door slammed behind me. And suddenly, I wasn't in the hotel anymore. I was standing in a room drenched in blood, screams echoing from every wall. When I came to, I was lying in the hallway outside 405. The door to 404 was gone again. Just smooth wall. Mr. Harris was standing over me, his face pale. "You saw it, didn't you?" he whispered. I nodded, still shaking. He leaned close and said, "Never answer if 404 calls again." I quit the job the next week. I don't stay in hotels anymore. But sometimes, when I'm half asleep at night, my phone rings. The caller ID says, "Room 404."